All right, next time we get into a battle, I wanted to ask you about a couple of things that are happening on the left side of the screen.
So
Catherine, do you
jump
mind
into a
getting
battle.
attacked?
Let's go maybe attack that bartender
Let him
right
get
there.
you.
There you go.
So RPGs are all about the battles. You do thousands of battles. So I really want to just dive deep into them and all the different mechanics. So once you get started, there were a couple of things. There was a clock here, and also this.
Yes. So of course, here's your standard hit points, magic points bar. When you hit L1, you're actually able to switch between all the different characters that are available. So whether it's your familiars, Oliver, Esther, you can really pretty much go in and go and switch to who you need to do. Down here is all the different actions that you can give commands to your characters. And while, for example, here, while Catherine is controlling Esther, Oliver is going to be running and doing his own attacks here at the same time. You can go into the menus here. There's kind of a quick choice to do all-out attack, all-out defense. If you know like a really big attack's coming from a boss, you can tell everyone all at once with the push of a button, hey, everyone needs to defend right away, and then they'll all start doing that. But other than that, they'll run through all the battle themselves.
You don't see that too often, so that's very clever and very handy, I'd imagine. Then going in each one, and when you went to switch the different characters, it did pause the game, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So again, if you want everything to run in real time, you don't want any pauses. There's a way to quickly swap between Oliver, his familiar, and to give the commands. And then, but if you did want to spend some time, kind of think about what you're doing, you can use the L1 to kind of switch to go to choose what you want to do. Think about what you're doing. Think about your tactics. So.
Do your familiars, do they level up and gain new skills?
Yep, so your characters and your familiars will level up. So even though in battle you do share one hit point and magic point bar, so this bar here is Oliver's, so even though Mighty is the person out here attacking, he will share that same hit point, life point bar as Oliver. And so, your familiars will level up. So again, here you can see the experience bar for the familiars, for the characters. Your characters will learn new spells and attacks as they level up. The familiars will, of course, learn new abilities as well, but at the same time, players are able to go in, customize your familiars to where you can kind of raise them, per se, and you can give them different foods, strengthen them in different abilities, different attacks, and then they'll also evolve into other familiars. So you're able to kind of choose how you want to evolve your familiars and your team.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the draw distance. Even in the battle, the draw distance is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, so again, there's a lot of things happening, and if you want to look into detail at each thing, of course, there's all the information that you need when you're in battle, but at the same time, everything is on the outside to where it's focused on the real-time battle that's happening in the center. And you see even Drippy is down here in the corner. You don't take control of Drippy, but he's kind of like he's your sidekick, so he's cheering you on in the background. You see him doing that. Every now and then he'll throw something out to the team to kind of help them. So we're almost done with this battle here, but in battle also these little orbs will kind of fall out if you hit enemies a certain way. And so these little things are called glims. The glims, if you pick them up, they will give you some health or some magic points back. But there's also a very special gold glim that pops out. It's pretty rare, and if whoever picks up that gold glim, they're able to basically go into this extra mode where they'll be able to do a very special attack. And so each character has their own special attack. Oliver's is a big fireball spell that he casts down. Some of the other characters have special attacks where they'll heal the whole party. So that's just another layer to the battle system.
Can we talk about boss battles? So we've seen a lot of small, very, very cute, charming dudes. But do we have some big bosses?
Yeah, definitely. There's some really big enemies in the game. Those characters are really cool. Once you go into battle, it really takes a lot of coordination on the player side to be able to make sure that they defend the bosses like their special attacks and their really strong, powerful spells. And at the same time, they're really big. Some of them will take up the whole screen or a good chunk of the screen, and you'll have to run around them, attack them from the front or behind. So there's definitely those ones here. There's a little glim which went away because Doran picked it up. So in some of those bosses in the demo, which we're not going to get to right here, but one of the bosses that's in the demo, if we head down a certain path, is a big tank called Porco Grosso. So like if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli films, that city that Porco Grosso is in is a city where everyone's wearing this pig armor. And so it's definitely a nod to the Studio Ghibli animated film Porco Rosso. And there's a lot of little nods like that. It's not just in the animation and some of the things that happen, but there's lots of little nods to Studio Ghibli films that if you're a big fan of Studio Ghibli, you're going to notice all these little things.
This is a very well realized town. That's
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
this town is Ding Dong Dell, and you can just tell from just the stylings and the details of all the people, the backgrounds, the environments. This area has kind of a fish motif, so there's going to be a lot of like fish drawings in the background, in the dungeons, in different areas. It just has this feeling that every element, whether it's the buildings, the people, the items that are placed around, all have this feeling that it's like everything was thought through, everything was designed to feel like this world that you're going into and exploring.
Okay, how long would you say the game, standard gameplay a playthrough might be?
So if you're playing through the game, doing the core story, and you're running through, not running through quickly, but you're running through, making sure you're doing that. Maybe you might go off to the side to get a couple items that'll help you here and there. You're looking at like a 30 to 40 hour game. But if you start going through and collecting all the familiars and doing all the side quests, the side missions, helping all the people, you're looking at anywhere from like 45 to a 75-hour game.
I got to be honest, the JRPG genre over the past, 5, 6, 7 years hasn't been the most innovative, and I've become like a jaded FPS player and third-person shooters, but this charming is like the perfect word for it, but I cannot wait to play this.
Yes.
How much longer are you going to make me wait, Dennis Lee?
So it's just a little bit longer, but Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the Witch, is coming out January 22nd, 2013.
Oh man, so yeah.
Still a few more months.
Still a few more months. So what's the team doing between now and then? It looks like a lot of work is going into the localization.
Yes, so the localization is something that Level 5, the development team, is putting a lot of time and effort into. So there's all the cutscenes, there's so much voiceover in the game, and even with the script, Level 5 is ensuring that what they bring over is not going to feel like a Japanese game that's localized for the Western market. They're making sure that everything flows smoothly and everything's done so well that in the localization it'll feel like you're playing a game that was developed for a U.S. fan or a European fan.
Last question, something I'm trying to anticipate what I think people might be wondering, and I know a lot of fans that are big into JRPGs, they want to know, will they be able to play Japanese language voice? Has that been determined yet?
Yes, it has. So a lot of fans have asked about this, and so we definitely want the purists to be happy as well.
Good.
So for the North American release, we are going to have an option to have Japanese audio, English subtitles, so you can kind of switch between the two. You can, if you want to hear everything in English, you can do that. But if you want it pure the way it was in Japan, you can use Japanese audio with the English subtitles.
Dennis, that was the correct answer.
Yes.
Thank you. Because we didn't talk about it beforehand. I'm like, I hope he doesn't go, no.
Yeah,
that would have put
not
you
at
on
all,
the spot,
not at all.
but you came shining through. Catherine, nice gameplay demo, and thanks so much. I cannot wait to play this in January. I just wish you didn't make me wait so long. It's a tease. All right, so stay tuned. Coming up next, the PlayStation Vita E3 2012 Challenge. It's going to be right at about 2:30 or so, maybe 2:35.